Hi everyone, and welcome back to Liz Sews and the next video in Vlogmas 2020. Today's project log will be the recreation of this Lily of the Valley bra that was inspired by Emerald Erin Sews. Her original bra was a self-drafted design and a single-piece darted cup. I know that single-piece darted cups don't particularly work well for me, so I chose to use the Fenway bra pattern from Orange Lingerie instead. I thought that the Fenway pattern got me somewhat close to the same aesthetic. So utilizing the Fenway bra pattern, I just had to make a couple of changes to the bridge in order to get the keyhole design, and I'll be going over those changes in this video. The lace that I'm using was purchased from Lily PA Designs. Liz from the future here. So Lily's actually reached out to me and let me know that the name of her company is pronounced Lily Pad Designs. So that was a little bit of misinformation in this video that I wanted to rectify. It's a really lovely soft blush pink lace. And I didn't know, I purchased it without knowing exactly what I was going to use it for, and then I sort of decided that it was going to be this bra after the fact. Hindsight being 2020, I don't know that it's the best lace for this recreation. I wish I had chosen something that was a little bit more delicate of detail on it, and I might come back in the future and try this bra again, simply because this design does look really nice and fits pretty well on me. The bra tool that I'm using is the Pink Lemonade color from TaylorMade Shop. I think the Pink Lemonade pairs beautifully with this soft pink lace. And finally, all of the elastics and findings came from Bra Builders in the Antique Rose colorway. Antique Rose has a really nice warm blush pink that I think paired perfectly with these other pink items. I've linked all of the items I've used down in the description box below if you're interested in recreating this bra for yourself. Now let's get started on the project log for Lily of the Valley bra. Now for this bra in particular, I'm going to pop up a picture of the inspiration over here. And you can see one of the details that I really liked about it was that keyhole bridge. So the only thing that I needed to do, so this is the original bridge piece here. So the only thing that I needed to do is make it a bunch smaller. So I just took the bridge piece that I already had and cut it down. So I decided I want my final bridge to be about 1/2 inch wide. So that's going to be the piece of fabric that runs along the bottom of the bridge, and then the wires are connected along the top of the bridge using fold over elastic. So this piece is just a shortened down condensed version of the bridge that is in the pattern. So now that we have all of the patterns sorted out, I'm going to cut out the fabric and come back to you. So here I have all of the pieces cut out. For me, I think one of the funnest parts of bra making is sort of thinking about your fabrics and your placement and the combination of fabrics that are going to give you the look that you want. So, I mean, for me, I think that's one of the funnest parts of bra making. You guys might not agree with me. But for this one, for the lower cut pieces here and here, I've chosen to use each one is 3 layers. So I have 2 layers of bra tulle, and the bra tulle are laid in opposing direction and stretch. So I have 1 layer of bra tulle where the stretch is going side to side, and 1 layer of bra tulle where the stretch is going top to bottom. And then on top of that, I'm going to put my stretch lace here. So you can see, you still can see through this a little bit. It's a nice light ethereal look, but I have something that is quite stable. It doesn't have a whole lot of stretch in it when I combine all 3 layers of those fabric, but still allows you to have a nice airy, breezy, see-through look. So that's what the lower cup pieces are. For the upper cup here, I already know that doing 1 layer bra tulle works pretty good with this, so I'm just going to stick with that 1 layer bra tulle, and I went with the pattern where it has the stretch going side to side like this. So that's how I've cut it. And then I've also cut just a little bit of lace overlay that's going to go on the top of the upper edge here, and once it's sewn into these cut pieces like this, it will give me that sort of scalloped edge along the curve, which is what I'm looking for. So in order to cut this upper cut piece, it's really, really easy. You just have your big piece of gallon lace sitting out here, and then you would lay your pattern piece on top however you want it, and then cut out the bottom of that piece. That way you have the scallops sticking up where you want them to be. And then in order to mirror it, I just flipped it over and then laid it on top of the lace again to make sure that I was getting a mirror image of those scallops. So that's what I've done for the cup. For the outer cradle here, I've decided to go with just a layer of the lace and then a layer of a much sturdier, stabilized sheer tricot. So this one is sort of like my skin tone. And the reason I'm doing that for the outer cups is just I want something that's pretty firm and stable for the cradle. Like, I do find that the 2 layers of bra tulle is probably enough, and I definitely have bra tulle bras that use 2 layers of bra tulle and it's sturdy enough, but I don't know, there's something about the partial brand just makes me think I needed that extra structure on the side here. And of course this is underneath my arm, so it's not super noticeable, and I'm hoping since it matches my skin tone pretty well, it'll just look like it's lace there and nothing else. And then for the bridge, it went back and forth about how to do the bridge. I started with cutting 2 layers of bra tulle and opposing layers of stretch, and I did not think that that was going to be strong enough. So the next thing I pulled out was some twill tape, and I'm going to embed the twill tape inside of my little bridge piece here. And the twill tape is a cotton twill tape, and it happens to be 1/2 inch, which my finished bridge height will be 1/2 inch. So all of this should be fairly stable, but I didn't love the look of the twill tape. So then I cut out some lace to go on top of that to sort of like disguise the twill tape. And I think what I'm gonna end up getting is something that's really, really strong and stable in there and still looks cohesive with the rest of the bra. So now with all of my fabrics and stuff cut out, I can start sewing. So for this one, I think I'm going to sew the cups first. And then also the back bands to these side cut pieces, and I'll have to put my bottom band elastic on those before I add them to my cups. I also think this might be a really nice bra to do a front closure on, but I'm going to just stick with the inspiration for now. Even though, because I'm not using the same color and the same lace, so I at least need to stick with the same design as the inspiration because that's what I wanted to make. So yeah, I'm gonna start with sewing stuff up and I'll come back mid-bra for you. Cups are sewn up. So basically I just sewed the bottom cups with the stitch and flip and then stitch and flip to the top as well. On this guy over here, I did a line of zigzag stitches along the scalloped edge to secure the top of that lace, and I didn't love how that looked. So I did something a little bit different on this one where I just sort of like bar tacked it in at key places along the scallop edge, and I think that looks a lot nicer. I think it gives a lot cleaner appearance to that. So I'm going to go ahead and unpick these and do the bar tacks like I've done over here. I think a lot of my bra making is just trial and error, and I'm going to try something. If it doesn't work, I'll try something else on the other cup and then sort of like make my decision. I think a lot of times people are too afraid of making a mistake, and I don't understand why. Like, you don't learn if you don't try. And now I know that I think that bar tack looks a lot better. I don't think this is the perfect lace for this undertaking. I think the lace is a little bit too all over of a pattern, but I'm going to go ahead and continue just because I have everything cut out and stuff like that. I think I did find the exact lace that Emerald Erin used. I found it on AliExpress, so if I don't love how this bra turns out, I can always go ahead and buy that lace and try to recreate it again. But I'm definitely learning in the process, so that's all that really counts. So I'm going to go ahead and redo this piece and then start working on my cradle. Okay, second cup has been fixed, and I'm really glad I did that. I think it looks so much nicer on there. Though I have to say, unpicking zigzags is probably one of my least favorite things to do. It is so hard on my eyes. That's one of the reasons why I don't bother back tacking on bras, because if the zigzag stitches, like, I know how hard they are to unpick, they're never coming out. So the other thing that I've done in addition to finishing the top of the cups here is I've sewn on my side piece to my back band piece, and then I've finished the bottom edge with fold over or with picot elastic, just like I normally would. So sewing to the outside, flipping to the inside, and sewing again. So I've done that on both sides here. And now I'm going to work on the bridge piece itself. So I have all 3 layers, and I put the lace like right sides inside, and I sewed up at 1/4 of an inch at the top and the bottom of this, and I'm going to turn it to the outside. So that was pretty annoying. If I have to do this again, if I make this bra again, I might think a little bit differently about this. Even though I double checked that I had a good 1/2 of an inch on there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit the twill tape through or not. So I'm going to try it, and I'm going to use a paper clip or a safety pin to try to get it through. If this is a total disaster, then I just won't put this in the video. So I'm just going to trim up my twill tape now so it matches the edge of my bridge, but I should have something that is really, really stable, which is exactly what I was looking for. Okay. So I think I'm going to put my side pieces on first, and then I'll do the bridge. That way, yeah. So the side pieces, they're really easy because you just line up the corner edge of my cup right here with a corner edge here and just sew towards the bottom. And then I continue on with my 1/4 inch stitching around just to give myself a guide mark for when I'm putting in my underwire elastic. So now I got these 2 side pieces on, I'm going to go ahead and put my bridge on. Because I used the lower edge of my original bridge, so I had the original bridge and I just took the lower edge of it. I do still have some notch marks in my cup that I can align my bridge piece with. That way I know I'm getting it in the correct area. So I'm just going to go ahead and find those and then sew this into place. So now I have the bridge sewn in there, and that looks really nice. So unlike the normal Fenway construction order, I'm going to go ahead and put in my underwire channeling now. I'm going to put it in and top stitch it down, because the way that I want to finish this neckline is I want to do fold over elastic that comes down this edge, makes this jump and comes across here. And so I want the underwire channeling already fully in place. That fold over elastic can fold over top of the underwire channeling. So that is going to be what I do next. Okay, so underwire channeling's in. I've also just put my underwires in so that I can gauge how far apart I need these to be in the front, and it looks like they should be about 1/4 of an inch apart once I put the fold over elastic in. So I'm gonna baste in the fold over elastic along this neckline and make sure I leave that like 1/4 of an inch space in between here, and then continue it across the other side. But overall, it's turning out pretty good. I think it looks very similar to the inspiration. So now with the fold over elastic there and there, the bra is really close to being finished. I love how this design looks. I think it's such a cool idea to have it like there's no bridge at all. It's just missing. So I'm really excited to see how this looks on. So of course the last steps are just going to be straps and hook and eye, and then she's finished. And all done. I really like how this turned out, but I do think it is somewhat looser interpretation of the inspiration than a lot of my other bra makes this month. So I don't know if it really like satisfies that craving of having the Lily of the Valley bra, but I do think it's really, really pretty, and I love this little center detail here. So let me know down in the comments below if you think that I should give the Lily of the Valley another go, maybe try and pick up that exact white lace and see if I can't get a closer match to it. But all in all, pretty happy with how this turned out, even if it doesn't look like the inspiration photo exactly. Hope you guys have enjoyed this project log, and I'll see everyone next time.